Here's a strange thought to fall asleep to tonight. Medieval people, living without electricity, without mattresses engineered by science, without sleep apps or blackout curtains, may have slept better than we do. Better, deeper, more naturally. It sounds impossible, almost offensive, in a world where we pride ourselves on optimization and technology. Yet diaries, court records, monastery rules and even crime reports quietly reveal a lost rhythm of rest that modern humans have almost completely forgotten. Imagine a world where waking up in the middle of the night wasn't a disorder, where darkness wasn't feared or fought, and where sleep wrapped itself around daily life like a tide rather than a switch you flipped off at midnight. This isn't nostalgia, and it's not romantic fantasy. It's a mystery hiding in plain sight, and once you see it, you may never think about sleep the same way again. To understand medieval sleep, you have to enter a world ruled by the sun and surrendered to the night. When the sun went down, the day truly ended. Candles were expensive, firewood took labour, and artificial light was weak and precious, so people didn't stretch the night. They respected it. Villages fell quiet shortly after dusk, not because of discipline, but because the environment demanded it. Monks, farmers, craftsmen and nobles alike aligned their lives to daylight, meals and seasons. Winter meant longer nights and more rest. Summer meant shorter sleep and earlier rising. There was no glowing rectangle stealing attention at midnight, no constant alerts tugging at the brain. Darkness wasn't stimulation, it was permission to slow down, to rest, to sleep. And inside this darkness, medieval people developed a pattern of rest that modern society accidentally erased. Here's the overlooked secret. Medieval people didn't sleep once, they slept twice. Historians call it segmented sleep, but for them it was simply normal. First sleep began a few hours after dusk, deep and heavy, the kind of sleep where the body truly repairs itself. Then, sometime around midnight, people naturally woke up, not in panic, not in insomnia, but calmly. Imagine it, the house quiet, the fire glowing low, the mind clear. This wakeful period could last an hour or two. People prayed, talked, reflected, tended animals, even visited neighbours. Then came second sleep, lighter but restorative, carrying them into dawn. No alarm clocks, no guilt about waking up at night. The body wasn't broken, it was following biology uncorrupted by artificial light. This pattern worked because it matched human circadian rhythms perfectly, something rediscovered centuries later in sleep laboratories, long after society had trained itself to ignore it. The medieval economy depended on dangerous labour, especially in growing towns and expanding kingdoms. Cities needed stone, metal, food, leather and fuel, and every one of those demands created deadly professions. Miners dug deep into the earth with little ventilation, releasing invisible gases that stole breath without warning. Quarry workers carved massive stone blocks while standing beneath unstable cliffs, knowing one crack could end everything. Tanners soaked hides in urine and lime, breathing toxic fumes that destroyed lungs and skin over time. Even millers and bakers faced hidden killers, flour dust igniting into explosions, grinding wheels crushing limbs, fires racing through wooden buildings in seconds. These jobs weren't accidents of ignorance. They were understood risks in a society where necessity overruled safety. If the work stopped, people starved. So the danger became normal. Medieval people didn't sleep better because life was easier. Life was harder. They slept better because their world allowed rest to exist as a natural rhythm instead of a forced performance. In trying to conquer the night, modern life may have broken something quietly essential. But the knowledge isn't lost forever. It's waiting in the dark, in the silence, in the moments we label as problems instead of patterns. Sleep doesn't need to be hacked. It needs to be remembered. And if looking backward helps us rest better tonight, then perhaps progress isn't always about moving forward. If this story changed the way you think about sleep, keep exploring, keep questioning, and let the night do what it was always meant to do.